This is an interesting one. This game has been talked about and memed to hell and back, and for good reason. And I don't even know how to start this video, but we're going to talk about SpongeBob and characters like this getting into a Smash Brothers like game. Let's talk about that. Now, what the hell am I talking about? You guys know that I am very big on Smash. I think that's a bit of an understatement. I'm a very big Smash player. I've played every game, and I've also played a fair bit of other platformer fighters. Platformer fighters being fighting games that play like Smash Brothers, if you are unaware. We got a reveal for a Nickelodeon-based platformer fighter by the name of Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, when it comes to myself personally, you guys can be different and that's totally okay. When it comes to myself personally though, whenever Nickelodeon comes out with a game, I kind of tend to ignore it. I have this, perception, right, where whenever Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon or, these kind of like cartoon channels come out with a video game, 9 times out of 10, they're kind of just shovelware. I know Battle for Bikini Bottom specifically does have a cult following. There are a lot of people who are fans of that game. So when I say 9 times out of 10, consider that the 1 out of 10 that isn't shovelware and ended up being, a pretty good platformer, right? That people really enjoyed to the point where they actually brought it back and had like a whole, HD remaster of the game. So, no, I have to give that game credit. That I'll give credit. But for the most part, the grand majority of the time, to me, their games are just shovelware, and I don't think about them. So why is this one in particular getting a ton of hype? Why are people retweeting it, making Scrimbo Bimblo memes, and going into great detail as to why they're actually going to play this? Why? And mind you, these aren't just memes. There are people genuinely planning on purchasing this game and taking it seriously at a competitive level. And if you are someone who is unaware of the Smash Brothers scene and why they would care about this, I could understand your confusion as to why this particular game is getting any kind of attention. And I'm going to fill you in on that just a bit, and then, as usual, we'll have a conversation in the comments down below and we can get into it. But for now, the main reason is basically, I would say, 2 main factors, right? The first factor I'll just mention because it's easier to go into. It doesn't need that much explanation. But apparently, when you're playing this game in online multiplayer, it actually supports rollback netcode. That's big, that is huge, and if you play fighting games in any capacity, chances are you know what rollback netcode is. But if you're, maybe you're just a Smash player, right? This is a Nintendo channel after all. The chances of you guys playing other games is likely, but not guaranteed. So why not talk about that for a little bit? Rollback netcode basically is just this netcode that is just superior in most respects to the usual netcode that most other games have. Maybe not most other games, but many games have delay-based netcode or like peer-to-peer multiplayer. These things just don't cut it. Rollback netcode is something that just has like a much better success rate when it comes to making games more stable and fun to play online. Like it'll actually know what you're pressing. If you've played Smash Bros. Online, you know that there's a lot of moments when you play that game online where you can press an input and the game just doesn't read it, or maybe it reads it late and so therefore it reads it as a different input and it gives you something entirely, not what you wanted, and you end up losing games because of it. Well, rollback netcode is, the next step up in netcode. Like, I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty technical details, but essentially it's just a lot better. It's the next step. And a lot of fighting games support it, and many don't. Which is why it's so funny that Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl is actually getting this. It's actually getting rollback netcode. This is, mind you, a Nickelodeon game, a channel that's not really known for having, the highest tier of games, other than, I guess, Battle for Bikini Bottom, but that's irrelevant right now in this conversation, is getting rollback netcode before some of the biggest fighting games ever. It got rollback before like Smash Brothers Ultimate, Tekken 7. Like, there's a lot of fighting games that don't use it, and everyone wants it. Even games that are upcoming, that haven't come out yet, don't have rollback netcode. Like, from the top of my head, I can think of King of Fighters. The new King of Fighters game coming out does not really have rollback, but yet this Nickelodeon game does. And that's very odd. So obviously, like, if you decided to play this at a competitive level, your likelihood in actually getting a good game online is significantly higher than some of the biggest fighting games available now, and even some coming soon. That's insane, right? And then the next reason why people are excited for this game is because the people developing this game is a little team known as Ludosity. I don't know if I said that correctly, but, you know, forgive me if I didn't. And Ludosity is an awesome team, if you're unaware. Ludosity made another game called Slap City, and if you have explored the realms of other platformer fighters, personally speaking, for myself, I know that for me, the best platformer fighters out there that don't have Smash in the title is Rivals of Ether and Slap City. Those are the two best. And Slap City is made by Ludosity, who is also making this Nickelodeon game. So that means that you're having one of the best teams for making platformer fighters making this game as well. So, you know, I've seen some tweets say like, oh, this game is probably going to be like an unbalanced mess because of the type of game it is. No. Ludosity knows what they're doing, and their design philosophy when it comes to Slap City is just to make every character broken. You're gonna have wave dashing, you're gonna have like all these crazy mechanics, and every character is going to be insanely broken and insanely good. So in other words, Ludosity is just really, really good, and they have earned the trust of pretty much every person who's ever played Slap City. So you get rollback netcode for a lot of stable online multiplayer. You get a development team that is well known for knowing how to make a good platformer fighter, and you put them together with Nickelodeon IPs. Absolutely hilarious to me. I can't help but laugh at the ridiculousness of having the Patrick Star versus Invader Zim matchup. That just sounds absolutely hilarious. And who knows, it might be a lot of fun. It's just, there's a lot of good things coming together here, and it's hard to deny that the team behind it and rollback netcode and everything like that is going to, it's hard to deny the talent there. It's hard to deny a lot of the good pieces they have. All they have to do is put the game together, really, and make it fun, and hopefully, you know, it comes out and it's actually a really good game. But that's all I have for you guys for today. Just feel free to let me know how you feel about this game in the comments down below. I think it's genuinely hilarious, and I think if people have fun with it and it's anything like Slap City, it's gonna be worth the time to put into it. And I will say that if for any reason I end up getting the game, your boy most likely will be Invader Zim main, because I grew up on that, and that show was fucking dope. But that's all I have for you guys. So let me know in the comments down below. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next one.
Shifty, yeah, shifty. Wanna be the #1 gamer? Come and get me. It'd be dope if you subscribe. Could you like the vid, please? Take your time, you don't gotta do it swiftly. Shifty, shifty. Wanna be the #1 gamer? Come and get me.